Hello YouTube, thank you for coming to watch my video. So today I decided to do JFK's birth chart. So if you have never been to my channel, I am a person that just studies Vedic astrology, sidereal astrology. I do sidereal astrology birth charts, and I just like to do it as a hobby. I like to see why people have the energy that they have. I like to do charts of famous people that we have watched. We know how their lives are, and I like to look at their charts to see what gave them the energies that they had, what gave them that energy to create their journey that they went on, and I just like to share it with you guys. So thank you for coming to watch if this is your first time. But I decided to do a John Fitzgerald Kennedy. He was the 35th president of the United States, and he served from January 20th, 1961 to November 22nd, 1963. And so he was born in Brookline, Massachusetts on May 29th, 1917. And so he was the president, and everybody still loves JFK. He was somebody that everybody just loved. He was a younger president, and people just really had a connection with him. They connected to him emotionally, and so everybody just loved him. So I did come up with a time that other people had came up with, but he ended up being a Virgo rising. To me, this does fit him, and so I did he's a Virgo rising, which creates this person that is very intellectual. They are very intelligent. They know they have this intelligence that is pretty amazing. They're good with their hands. They're usually engineers, but his nakshatra is Chitra. Now, Chitra is very intelligent. They are business people. They are very gentle. This also is a representation of a jewel, meaning that they had like a rough childhood, but they have been polished up and now they are a jewel. But anyways, it is the star of, it's called the Lone Star, the star that rules that nakshatra. But these people are very good businessmen. They're usually engineers, and they're very intelligent. They are very creative, and they just have that intellectual energy. Now, your first house is how people see you as and how you are, okay? So the second house and the third house have nothing in it. So the fourth house has his Rahu. His Rahu is your karma planet. This also would represent, the fourth house is your mother as of your natural house of the moon, and the moon is your mother. So he had that Rahu in the fourth house. So for him, it is in Sagittarius, which is the nakshatra Purvashada, and that is about, it is about purity. It is spiritual, and they are people that can inspire others. They can speak out and other people will listen to them. They're very wise, they're warm-hearted, they're honest, they're modest. People just that have this nakshatra are very empowering people. What they speak, people listen to. They might even have a little bit of fame in their life, and definitely he was like the president that everybody loved. So everybody knows who JFK is. But these people are warm-hearted, they're respectful people, they are respected, but that's just because they give respect to others. Now, that's his fourth house. He does not have anything in his fifth house. His sixth house has Uranus in it, and it is in Aquarius. Everyday life is the sixth house, like your everyday routines, and how you deal with that. So Uranus is like the spiritual type of person, but it is in Aquarius. So that part is about, Aquarius is like open-minded. So he thought out of the box in his everyday life, and definitely he was kind of that, he did out of the box think for as Americans, as the president. Then his seventh house, it has nothing in it, but it is Pisces. So his relationship probably was kind of like a fish, flippy floppy, back and forth. But his eighth house is ruled by Mars, and he has Mars and Mercury setting in this. And so for him, he has that Mars, this is the secret life. The eighth house is that occult type energy, secrets. It is about that energy of things that others don't know or that are untold. This is also in-laws. So his in-laws, he probably had an Aries type of relationship. Like, he might be the first to jump to whatever they need, but they might be also people that he doesn't quite get along with them. But anyways, he also might have good communication at the same time, but not, because the communication is Mercury. Mercury is about communicating. So also he might have had a lot of secrets with communication. And we do know that he had worked with the CIA, and to me, Aries is kind of like a government type of energy. This is what I see anyways as Aries. It can be government, but it also is about that warrior type energy, a fighter. So I feel like in his the people, Mars is also the men around you, the men in your life. So if you look at that, that's in the eighth house. So he did have a lot of connections to people that were in the mafia, and a lot of secrets in life. So, and communicating as well. So that was his secrets in life. All right. So then we go to his ninth house. Ninth house is your belief system, and it is in Taurus. Taurus is sitting there. So that means it is ruled by Venus, and that is the comfort and living. When you are having a bad time or you have your down ways in life, you go to that Venus. That Venus is ruled that house. So when he had his downs, he would believe in God and have that trust in his belief was God, and so he was very spiritual. Okay, so that is his belief system, and he just understood and had a connection with God. And then he has Sun that is setting there. Sun is setting in Rohini. And Rohini, the sun is about your soul. This is how you truly are within inside. Maybe people don't see you as this, they kind of do, but really the sun is kind of like the hidden part of you. This is just how you feel and who you are, but yet it's kind of hidden. So this is why I don't understand why people go with the sun sign, because the sun sign, it is truly who you are, but people don't really see that part as much as they see the first house, and they see the moon, how you feel and how you act on your feelings. But anyways, his sun is that Rohini. Rohini is the red one, and it also is people that are very passionate. They have this sexual charm. They're very good, hard workers. They're motivated. Sexual pleasures. Also, this is about creativity. Also a growth. Like, they go through things and they grow from whatever they go through. These people are healers. They're very responsible people. They're gentle, kind, charismatic. They're very active. And so that's his Rohini. But also, this is how he sees his father, as a person that is very passionate, charming, a hard worker, motivated, maybe a sexual, but also creative and healer, responsible, gentle, kind, charismatic, and attractive and active. Okay, so this is how he would see his father as well. Not only is he like that, but he sees his father like that. And then it sits with Jupiter. Jupiter is that teacher. He is the guru. This is a perfect place for Jupiter, is that ninth house. Also, this could be about his father being a teacher towards him, and his father did show him how to get the things that he wants in life, which his father did have connections with the people that were that brought him the things that he wanted. His dad kind of manipulated and did things to get what he wanted in life for him and his children. He did want to be in office, but he didn't get to, so then he pulled some strings, and then his boys were definitely in office. But it was not a bad thing. He did get to he achieved his goals, okay? So his father taught him how to do that, but also taught him how to work hard, how to be a very gentle person, but a hardworking person, very charismatic. And so his father did teach him a lot in life. So let's go to the 10th house. 10th house is career, and he has that K2 there, and this is also your karma planet. This is the south node of the moon. This is where it sets as career. So in his career life, that was part of his karma in life. Now his K2 sets in Ardra. Ardra is a representation of a teardrop. It is about a storm. It is about that hardship in life. It's like they have a hardship in their childhood, and they just carry that hardship within themselves, and they hold on to it. Now, some of these people are able to step out of that and achieve that, but then they always have this sadness within them, and so they hold that depression and sadness within them. So always they have that feeling within them of that sadness, that storm, that depression. They always have that within them. But these people are people that do get through things. They're strong, they're stable, and they can get through it. But they just always hold it within. It also says with Pluto, this is about ups and downs, having that the ups and downs. This is about career. He could have sometimes had ups and downs a lot. So if it's really good, it's really good. If it's bad, it's bad. It's not like ever an equal thing. But it also is that spiritual odd energy, kind of like things can be very weird and very unique in that positioning wherever Pluto is. So this was his karma. So in life, K2, that Ardra, and his Rahu, which is that Sagittarius, is his karma, was his karma. Balancing that out, that Ardra, that sadness, but this is what's good about his K2. His K2 is about that Ardra always goes against society. It goes against the normal, and he likes to do those things that are different. And so his karma in life was to change things. And we, as Americans, he changed that view of segregation and had us to look at things in a different way. And he was the leader to start that. And not saying that people looked at it in a different way right when he had made that mentioning or whatever. People didn't look at it and change right then, but they did start at that time to say it was okay to have, this separation and come together into one. People were like, okay, well, JFK, he was a leader. So those leaders he was leading us into the right direction, which there are still people that are against it today, and that's their problem, that's their issues. But he was somebody that did start something new and did go against society. And so that was his karma in life. That's what he was supposed to do. But then he has that Sagittarius, that Purvashada, and that's about that purity, inspiration. That's how he can inspire others. Wisdom, warm-hearted, honest, modest, empowering. So he empowered us to believe in ourselves and to believe in the United States, to believe in the things that he believed in. He's good at speaking. but he also had that energy. He had to balance that Sagittarius judgment Sagittarius kind of has a judgmental type of view, and then Ardra's kind of like, I don't really give a shit view. So he had to learn how to balance that out. Also, he had to learn about balancing his career life and his home life. He had to learn how to balance that out. And I would say that he pretty well did his karma connection, and he did spread the word like a fan. He did spread that out with that purity, that wisdom, that knowledge, with that going against the grain. He had to go against the grain to get to where we are now, although we are still working towards that. I don't know why it's so freaking hard, but anyways, he brought that to us. Okay, so then we go to his 11th house. His 11th house is Neptune, and it sits in Cancer. And it also has that Saturn in his 11th house. So this would be working hard to get to gains, his wishes. It would come, but it would take a long time to get to him. The Saturn has that restriction. Neptune is just really a spiritual planet, but it is about hard working, hard to get to. Also, Saturn is government as well, so he could get through that government. And then he has his learning a lesson. It would definitely be about that 11th house. So to gain, he had to learn how to gain in life, learn how to make, it's like those things that came to him, he had to work hard for. And then the 12th house has the moon in it, which is in Leo. And the moon is about how you feel. It also represents your mother as well. So his mother was probably like a Leo type person, somebody that was outgoing, funny, charming, creative, musical. She probably liked to listen to music or played an instrument, but it is in Pura Falguni, and it can be government as well, and that is hidden or lost. That 12th house is about hidden or lost, because it looks at the 8th house, and that's about hidden things, and that's government. And so Leo is about government. So a lot of people that he knew were definitely about that hidden. And also that would be, the sun is his father, so that represents, the Leo represents father too. So he had a lot of secrets, his father did, but also he might have felt a little bit separated from his father, because that is the 12th house of loss, separation. And it also could be that his father was very secretive as well. Now, it also is about that Pura Falguni is about, it can be about maybe money, but it also is just government. It is musical talent, having that ability. They probably are into sports. Also, it is automotives, entertainment, acting, photography, surgeons. These are some professions of that, but it also is about that intuitive, because it's in the 12th house. The moon, put the moon in the 12th house, and it'll give you this intuition. But because it's setting in Leo, the sun kind of dries out the water and that intuitiveness that could be brought to you. So his emotions also might be a little lost or dried out, but he could have been very intuitive as well. But this is about that ego as well, because the ego, the sun rules ego. So his ego, he might have had sometimes, like, his ego was kind of lost. He kind of felt like he was separated, or he didn't have much of an ego. He might have had to work on that, although we feel like he had this, ability to stand out in front of people. I feel like he still probably had this loss with his ego as well, and he probably had to work on that. Now, his moon, his mom was probably very playful, funny, outgoing, but she probably was a Leo type of a woman. But anyway, so this was JFK's birth chart with Vedic astrology, and I hope you guys enjoyed that. If there is somebody that you would like me to do their chart on and see some kind of secrets or what they have, maybe some kind of serial killer or somebody that is no longer alive from our past, please let me know in the comments section below. Please like, share, comment, subscribe, whatever you want. Anyway, but I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and thanks for watching. All right, deuces.